Here's a trivia quiz question for you. Can you tell me which global gambling industry supplier is delivering advanced turnkey platform technology to the global regulated iGaming and lottery industries with outstanding results? Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a clue, just in case you're struggling. Do you know which supplier is powering the world's biggest brands, solving your biggest challenges, and taking your business to the next level? That's right, it's EveryMatrix, where everything is possible. I'm John Bruford, one of your hosts of the Gambling Files podcast. I'm on my own with these intros at the moment because Fintan, he took some time off, but forgot to tell anybody, so is actually the busiest he's ever been in his life. So that's fun. So I'm just here recording an intro and chatting away, as you do. I think this episode is landing on New Year's Eve, I think, or New Year's Day. Hang on. New Year's Day, I think, maybe. And this one is, it's with two of the OpenSlots executive team. We've got Thomas Smallwood, who's CCO, and Daniela Lanzolla, who's COO. And they're talking about all sorts of stuff about how they create games, but they're talking about creating games for tailored for clients, about their process, how they use what they describe as I think milestones to do you know what, you could just watch or listen to the episode, that'll work as well, because they're very nice, it's very good. And if you're listening, not watching, Daniela is using one of those fake backdrops, and it's a room full of books when I ask her if she's read all the books, just in case you thought, I don't know. Maybe you didn't think anything. But we're also sponsored by, as well as EveryMatrix, who we mentioned earlier, we're also sponsored by the lovely people at Optimove. Used by more than 50% of the EGR Power 50 to help retain customers to market in the most granular way we think is probably possible in the industry today, using AI tools before, as Fintan says, before they were even called AI. So there's Optimove. If you use the link in the show notes, they'll know that you came from us, and they'll be very happy, and that will help us to stay supported. And you get a month free if you sign up through them through that and tell them that we sent you. Go see them at ICE as well. And speaking of ICE, it's organised by Clarion Gaming, one of our other sponsors, and they just work their magic. I'm very excited about ICE this year. I think all the sort of ancillary things and all the sort of interesting side bits they've got planned, I think they're going to be amazing. I think they're going to knock it out of the park. Like I say, I was expecting last year to be full of teething problems, and it wasn't. It was fantastic. So, yeah, ICE. I'll be there. Fintan will be there. We're presenting the Gambling Book Awards, www.gamblingbookawards.com, for the best gambling-related, gambling-themed, or gambling-adjacent book. We're announcing the shortlist for that in 4 days on January the 5th, if I've got my dates right for this. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you there. As I may have mentioned on a previous episode, my diary for Barcelona is basically empty. So I'll be milling around, maybe looking lost. Who knows? Enjoy the episode. Enjoy meeting the guys from OpenSlots, and we will see you soon. We're joined by this week's guests, and there's a lot of letters in their combined names. We're joined by Thomas Smallwood, CCO, and Daniela Lanzolla, COO of OpenSlots. Welcome to you both.
Thanks.
Daniela, just a quick question to you first. Have you read all of those books behind you?
Absolutely not.
Is that your to-read shelf, is it? And Thomas, do you not read? Is that why you've just got a curtain behind you?
No, I'm just in a sort of hospital ward. I'm not. I don't.
That's a
know.
fantastic way to kill any questions. No, actually, I'm recording this in a crematorium.
There you go. Yeah.
So you're both from OpenSlots, right? Now, can you tell us? I'm sure everybody listening already knows, but just in case, what does OpenSlots do? What's your bread and butter?
Sure. I don't know if everybody listening knows. Probably not. OpenSlots is, I suppose, a kind of joint venture between OpenSlots and ESA Gaming. And the idea behind OpenSlots was to kind of find a way of, democratizing is perhaps a grand word, but at least sort of making the game development process more sort of open, if you like. So to sort of lower the barriers of entry for game creators, whether that's on the B2B or B2C side. And so therefore the idea was to kind of leverage AI as much as we could to make the process faster, simpler, shorter, and I suppose get to the stage of building a kind of no-code game builder, if you will.
Okay, I mean that all sounds pretty sexy. You didn't use many buzzwords in there though. Is there any you wanna throw in?
Do you think there aren't enough? I mean, no. I'm happy with kind of how we've described it without more jargon and more buzzwords.
We love buzzwords on this podcast, though.
Do you? I have an aversion to buzzwords and acronyms.
Is that why Daniela's here? Daniela, are you here to throw in buzzwords? Come on.
Do they need to be relevant to the topic? Or...
Fuck no.
Come on, any AI.
Feminist revolution is a feminist revolution.
That's it.
Nailed it.
Listen, taking on from Thomas, right, and the word revolution also, AI is a tool, and we think that it can be used to open up the process to third parties that are non-tech, but they really know the business from the outside, right? The operator of this world, they really know their customers, they really know their markets. They're the ones spending the money with the partnership, the sponsorship. Why shouldn't they be part of the process? Why shouldn't they be able to dictate the roadmap?
Well, I guess also it opens up game design to stop me if I'm wrong on this, any of you, because you all almost certainly know more about this than I do. But it opens up the potential for game design to like marketing teams, for example, who might want to do something topical, turn it around fairly quickly. Something themed, something relevant to a local. You could do things relevant to relatively tiny minority interests. Like you could do like I don't know why this popped into my head, but you could do like a furry slot, and like it'd be totally unique.
You can do that, John, if you want. Yeah, sure. No. You're right. I think one of the good applications of this is, let's say, trend-based content, if you like, and I'm sure that also, if the cost of doing so isn't high, then being able to sort of do that and target your database as well, based upon, as an operator, let's say, based upon on particular interest is another thing. But certainly the sort of trend-based seasonal promotional kind of games and stuff like that, to be able to sort of churn those out more sort of quickly and more cheaply gives greater flexibility and greater creativity, I suppose, as well. And greater, as Danny says, a greater control.
Also, if I may, lots of operators are very local to their market, and I don't know, like the Happy Tiger slot might not be relevant to them. There might be trends that they want to ride, and they're more, they pertain more to what they do. So I think we think they should be in charge of the roadmap, of the content that they display on their website, as their website is the real estate, really, no? So they should be in charge of what is being displayed there for their customers.
That sounds like a crazy plan to me.
So okay, so there's like obviously there's lots of slot games out there right now.
A lot of slot games.
So like one of the biggest issues is actually game discovery, because I'm so overwhelmed with choice, I can't choose. So I end up playing Starburst or Mega Moolah or something I'm familiar with, which is kind of like the Netflix paradox, right? Or YouTube or whatever. So if you guys have got an engine that's like making more slots, is it it's solving for the operator cutting out the game studios? Is it solving for the cost? Like, what's it solving for? Like, what's like? If I'm a big operator, I've got 800 plus games, or 3,000 plus games on my website. Where does this fit in my planning?
Sorry for interrupting. We kind of think this goes alongside. There is the content provided by the bigger studios. He has a lot of layers, and he has some big benefits, right? It's a bigger production, graphically, music, animation, mathematically. However, does it fit your roadmap? And the roadmap that every big content provider pushes rides their own trend. If you see that, very rarely you have a provider that will have many mathematical models. Very often they release a couple winning models per year, and then they'll kind of risking. We use the term risking those mathematical models in different teams for different markets, creating partnerships. Here, it's something that goes alongside and is about driving what you want to offer, leveraging on your assets as an operator. Say that you have a partnership with the Instagrammer of the minute, right? The last minute. You will want the slot out in a week in order to ride the trend, to ride the promotion. So it's also is more to be seen as an acquisition tool, I would say, on your customer base. So I think the two things go alongside.
Okay,
but also sorry, Fintan, but in the sort of the marketplace that you've described there of the saturation as well, it's also true that new games that come out, can have a fairly short lifespan realistically anyway, because they're, new games come out and maybe they're promoted and so on and so forth. But then there is probably to a degree of lack of courage, a lack of conviction, a lack of a million things maybe that prevents newer games being sort of pushed to the top in this space. So like you say, you have the same old games there, and I'm, no question they're there for a reason. But with such a short lifespan as well, it means there's an onus on the cost, the usability, and the reason behind these games being sort of really, really quite sort of important. And I think that's also part of how we envisage this this being used.
Sorry, your point. Sorry, I didn't quite get the point. You're saying, so it's about the life cycle, or
let's say the life cycle of a new game that comes out, right, can be relatively short. Sure, potentially it gets placement and some promotional money behind it and what have you, but it can still be fairly short. Once that has sort of elapsed, then as you said, then it goes down the rankings. And in terms of where it can be found on the operator's site, etc. So, I mean, what we're trying to do also with OpenSlots is create the opportunity for operators then to create a kind of, be part of the creation process and create this game that they want. And, the expense of doing so is not huge, so that the life cycle, that short sort of potential lifespan, is not a negative, right? So, I mean, you can actually create something seasonal, promotional, for whatever, and use it for the period of time that it suits. And then probably it goes down the rankings, or for whatever reason, maybe it's really successful and it doesn't. But realistically, it means you can have a shorter lifespan and make that sort of commercially viable.
Yeah, or I see this as an acquisition tool. You have a specific sporting event you're sponsoring, and that slot will last 4 or 5 weeks, it's fine. You didn't just spend hundreds of thousands building the slot. You were able to run your acquisition campaign for that specific event, seasonality. You were able to differentiate yourself from the others by offering something that the others didn't.
Okay, understood. Okay, so from a customization perspective, then what's like if we think of all the elements of a slot game? So we've got the front end, we've got the gameplay, we've got the mathematical model, the volatility, the RTP, all the elements that make a good game. How much of this is customizable with OpenSlots?
So we broke everything down in according to the different elements, and we have milestones in the program. So you have the game creation, which starts from creating a document that will detail everything that happens in the game, and this document is vital because it will serve the graphic team, the front end team, down to your marketing team. What does this lot do? Why was it done? So this initial document is key and is created using our gaming agent. And then, so the operator is already part of this process. Then at the end of this process, they will receive immediately a mockup. This is with the compliments of AI. That will work as a mood board to get an approval. Is this what you were trying to describe? Does it fit the vision you had? And then within a day, they will receive a full-on mock-up created from our 2D artist. Again, is a very quick turnaround for the approval. Is this your vision? Do you like the symbols? Do you like the background? What would you change? Are we representing your brand as you imagined? Once we get an approval, we move on very quickly to do the animation. Again, is this what you envision? We are talking about a couple of days, even for this process. Is this what you envision? Yes, no. So all these, even though customized slot, branded slot are not new, this kind of turnaround that we are aiming for to get a yes or a no or indication if this is going the way you thought it should go, it's very quick. We are talking about under a week to get to the stage where you have approved graphics, you have approved animations, and then we move on to fully optimize those and make them game worthy. So the quality, we are trying to kind of strike a balance between the quality and the speed here. So on speed wise, what you will get is realistic mock-ups, and then once you say yes and no, we'll go and spend time to make them of a higher quality. And then we will compose the music for the slot. Again, send it back to you. And actually, we are aiming to not just show you the music, because if I was to show you the music for like 69 sound effects, it's a soup of nothing. It's a soup of notes, right? It's a soup of. So we are aiming to show you the music on the slot, which is still not the finished product, but it creates a universe where everybody can like have a look and guide this process. Once you approve the music, probably in the meantime, we're already working on the front end, and we are really looking for a turnaround under a month here. Okay. It depends how complicated is the project, how proactive is the customer.
Are there any games out there that have been done like this? Are there any out there that are firing now?
We put some games out where, yes, not with every element we've discussed because we're in the process of developing this. But certainly we are using the various elements to build games at the moment. Yeah, and obviously adding to it. But we required actual games to make so that we can build this and test it, if you like.
Yeah, I guess what I was asking is, have you worked with anybody on anything like this yet?
So this is what I was mentioning before, essentially a joint venture with ESSA Gaming, because we've been building their most recent games on with this, yeah, as a studio.
Okay, so
not on the
are they live in
operator
the
side,
market?
to be clear. Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay, are they any good?
I mean, they're superb, of course. What can I mean,
Fintan, I nearly caught them out there.
In terms of no, in terms of how they're performing, yes, they're performing quite well. I think it goes back. Well, it's important to sort of stress as well that in this process, obviously, we are relying on an RGS, which is licensed and certified and so on and so forth. So there isn't AI, if you like, touching that, just to be clear. But we have sort of broken everything down and we use it as an enabler to try and make everything as efficient as possible.
Okay. So you've got a standalone RGS. You've got a workflow process that incorporates AI and
Humans.
people,
Yes.
humans, which then massively speeds up the workflow. Pop it on top of the RGS. Bish bosh. Somebody's got a new game. All right, that makes sense. And from a tool, like you said, Daniela, like from a tools perspective, AI is a tool, and everybody should be speeding up the workflow as much as possible. For somebody who's not an operator, so let's say me and John decide we're going to make the Gambling Files podcast slot game. We work through the process. We have the game. How do we? Obviously, because one of the biggest issues for kind of game studios is distribution. Is there anything around distribution that you guys provide, or how does that work?
Yeah, that goes.
Yes.
Go on, Danny. Sorry.
You go, Tom.
Well, that goes back to what I was saying about working also with ESSA Gaming. Yes, we have them as a distribution. Obviously, it's on that RGS and distributed through their customers, or at least it can be. There's the option there. So through their suite of games, and also as an aggregator to any of their customers, you have a certain distribution network there in a number of different markets.
So it's basically, as an operator, I've got a choice between distribution networks I'm already using, in theory, or ESA games.
So as an operator, yes, you could. I mean, as an operator, you would, as it stands at the moment, because it's on our RGS there, you would be integrating, that to kind of publish this content, if that's what you mean, John. Did I understand you right?
Yeah, you probably did.
Okay. But if you're coming in as a sort of game creator, not from the operator side, let's say as a B2B, then it will be on this. It will be available through any customer that's integrated at present with ESSA Gaming. Yeah.
What would be when you say like not from the operator side? What kind of customer are we talking about there? Like what's the scenario where
it'd be us, John? We're internet celebrities. We want to leverage our fame and make lots of money. Yeah. So we've come up with this game, right?
I see a high-paying symbol and a low-paying symbol here, but I mean, you guys decide which is which.
Could be that. It could be a game of bullshit. It could be anything, right? So we've got some idea. We do have some podcast game ideas that we've been kicking around for a while.
It could be a free-to-play.
It could be free to play.
Yeah, why not?
Could be it could be a Christmas gift. Yeah, it could be anything, right?
We could be gamifying the front end of the podcast.
There you go. The album cover, just the artwork cover. I know, right? And you get like 3 guests, and boom, 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 boom. It's a symbol, and
In this case, why not change the guest, like with your top guest of the month, just to alienate a few of your guests,
Because we don't piss nearly enough people off as it stands.
But B2B studios as well, smaller game studios, if you like that kind of thing as well.
Is that, have you experienced that? I mean, have you been dealing with smaller game studios, or is that just like a scenario that you could foresee this being used in?
No, 100%. This is something that I think is out there on is wanted, if you like, because just from talking to sort of, let's say, more indie kind of studios or game developers, but also you look around the rest of the industry and I look at Stake, for example, and their engine opening up the possibility for smaller kind of developers to go on there and build games. It's essentially an extension of that. Really, it's that similar kind of business model.
Right. Okay. I've got a little question nagging away at the back of my head, and it's taking its time in coming forward.
Is there a question?
No, there is. It's just taking its time.
I can't see it.
Do you know what I mean? When you just there's like a little niggly thing back there, and I can't quite get by the fog in my brain to see the question in all its glory. But it's there, and it's nothing to do with what you watch on Netflix or anything like that. Although, I'm just kidding. So how long has this been available to people? And how long has it been available? And how do you kind of grow something like this as a service? Do you know what I mean? Because if somebody's not already working with you, then you've kind of it's a difficult sell. Well, it's probably quite an easy sell, but it's like people work with their, they've got partnerships and they've been working with somebody for X amount of years, whatever, and you're a new egg to go into that omelette. I don't know where the fuck that came from, but you're a new egg for their omelette, and it is. How long have you been doing it, and is it a difficult thing to sell, basically, kind of?
I find most things are difficult to sell, but it doesn't mean it's not the right thing to do. So we actually expect a sort of commercially available sort of version of this to be out in the middle of next year, because we don't have end-to-end developed at the moment, but we have elements of it. And I think that's one of the key things now, is that we're looking to, so we've been kind of using this with S Gaming, and now we're looking to open this up and the existing elements of it to be used. We can give you a whole game because everything kind of exists, but in terms of the whole project of how we envisage this, it's not fully available commercially, let's say. So we're looking now to sort of partner up with operators who want content, and we can start to sort of deliver stuff for them. I think as Danny was explaining before, on the kind of the game mechanics are probably the biggest sort of restriction, if we're honest right now, because obviously you are restricted by the models that are available. We're not sort of coding new game mechanics on the fly or anything like that. So there's some bit of a restriction there.
This was broken down in milestone to make sure we can do an effective delivery. Going back to how do you like enter into like commercial or existing relationships, I think that this product is resolving a problem, and the way we envision scaling up is eventually to make it agnostic. You're still going to have to do some work in your side, whether you want to integrate the RGS or whatever solution we're going to come up with to make it agnostic. It's still going to need an integration. It could be that we do a partnership. It could very well be, because we do have the interest, with a bigger aggregator. It could be that we do a partnership with a bigger operator. So it's very at the moment, we don't see a limit to how it can be used. We are definitely on the business model that we are the author. We are not defining this is going to live within this, confined space. We want everybody to be able to use it, and I think this is a mix of modern technology and decades of experience in the industry. So as usual, you know, there's a recipe book that a cook can publish, but can everybody cook the recipes the same way as the cook, as the chef, right? So we see ourselves as the chef, and we are just bringing more tools in the kitchen. And we think this tool can be agnostic. We are open to partnerships with bigger aggregators. We're open to partnership with bigger studios in order to get us where we want to be. The first part, the one I have described, the the game document, the design, the animation, the sound, that's already available. As Tom said, we need to expand the type of mathematical models available, because that could be the real limit. And we really see ourselves serving as many markets and customers as possible. So what works in a market is not going to work in another one, and this is why I need to have a wider range of mechanics in order to really be appealing to everybody. But as in entering existing partnership, I really don't see it as an obstacle. There is a benefit for everybody.
Okay. So from a, if we go back to kind of the root of this is using AI to speed things up. Like, what are you guys doing with the APIs that's unique or different that could stop anybody else offering
Now,
a similar service?
no. I don't think we are gatekeeping anything. We didn't create our own LLM. This is a very good mix of all the tools available to us and decades of experience. Honestly, I can say tool wise, everybody can do what we're doing. Then it's about how you integrate real money gaming, the new tools, the speed, and a quality service. As you can see, we didn't tell you AI is going to do a slot for you in a day.
Sure.
We say the AI will present you the mock-up, will present you the idea, you will approve it all along, and then the humans in the loop will step in to make sure we deliver quality products still in a reasonable time frame. Everybody can do what we're doing. The technologies that we're using, we're actually not tied to anything in particular. I could mention we're using everything. We're using from ChatGPT to Claude to Nano Banana to other tools, and we are trying to keep our toolkit as wide as possible, because whoever is the leader today will be surpassed in an eye blink. Like Gemini came out last week, and wow, we were working with Gemini, excellent, good for us, but we're really trying to keep up to date with all the improvements, which on AI they are happening really fast, and making sure that what we are using can be reused. So we're more focused on the prompting than the actual tool on which the prompting goes. So we're trying to master the prompting, we're trying to master the process rather than a specific tool. We kind of use them all.
Okay, understood. So, okay, so to me then, like, obviously you guys are still relatively early stages. This feels as much like, obviously we've talked about operators a lot, but this feels more like a solution that can be sold to game studios to help them drive efficiencies on their side. Every designer uses Photoshop, right? So from a SaaS perspective, as a, I don't know how you describe it, but this feels more like or it has the potential to be a much bigger SaaS tool for game studios that have their own IP, have their own assets, have their own models. And then this means we don't need to hire people to scale our business. We can get more from our existing staff, and our existing staff can be way more efficient, rather than you guys taking on building every slot or building, throwaway slots for operators or influencers or whatever, which I'm guessing will get really repetitive, and your opportunity to make revenue because it can be quite well. Maybe anyway, but I think there's as much here as a SaaS tool as anything else, just for the game studios, and because we've had Robert on from Hulla Games, and he's done a lot with AI over the years, and he's a very lean team doing really, really smart stuff and things like this. So there definitely seems to be an appetite in the studio space for this. Which is why I'm kind of wondering, like, where's your moat? Because I'm not saying it's easy to replicate, but for people with the same level of experience, it doesn't feel a massive leap from where they probably are today or where they could be. Yep. So it feels a tricky one.
For sure, and the smaller studio kind of is a good point, and it's definitely part of our kind of target, if you like, and the distribution is important there as well. Whether we'd sort of be satisfied with it just being the sort of, let's say, the SaaS or the design or the design side of things, whether it's a SaaS model or something else, for them, I'm not sure, because I think there's greater scope from a business perspective, to make more money from having the whole kind of, distribution as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you could see, the distribution is obviously the key to slot games, right? That's where the money is. If you're the pipeline and you've got your integration with a Bet365 or a Stake or whatever, then you can sell. It's a toll bridge, and you're selling tickets across the bridge. It's a beautiful model. So there's always going to be way more money in distribution than because it's less volatile, more predictable. Would be my guess. Like, you guys are the experts, so please correct me. Okay. So you guys are still obviously very, like, there's a lot of elements in place. It's still very early in terms of your journey. What's the big plans next? Like, what's, obviously you're kind of looking for partnerships or people maybe to work with, or people you want to build a game, things like that. What else is on your roadmap?
Adding more mathematical models, as we say, and I think that's gonna be a never-ending task. And we are very confident that with time, we'll speed these up significantly. And then we want to launch as soon as possible. So we are currently in talks with some operators, customer of ours, to try out this tool, because I can't say we've been working at this for years, but we've been working at this for a few months, and the best feedback you can get is from your customers. So even risking a belly flop, we want to be out. We want to be out in the market. We want the feedback. We want to see, okay, right, I saw it this way. Because in my endless conversations with operators, all I had was a need to differentiate, to be part of the process. So am I right? Have I spotted the right problem? Am I addressing the right problem? So we are planning to launch in the first half of 2026 and address all the feedback. That's going to be really valuable. So the launch is fundamental, and strategic partnerships, which what's happening, the talks that we're having now with our current customers.
Okay. Brilliant.
I don't know about you, Fintan, but I'm shit out of questions.
I think the guys have just explained everything so well. Yeah.
It's very fair. Do you have any questions for us?
Well, I hope we can. Yeah. What are some of your hobbies and pastimes? I think we kept the jargon to a minimum. I saw all of Cobra Kai.
Yeah, for sure.
Fintan hasn't watched all of Cobra Kai.
I haven't. I gave up.
Did you?
Can you give up?
Yeah, I gave up. I'm watching Landman right now.
That's just come out, isn't it? That's yeah.
Yeah, it's
no,
it's like Yellow. It's the new seasons.
New
just come out.
seasons,
It's like Yellowstone with oil wells.
Ooh,
Okay.
I like
Lots
I
of
like
gravelly
Yellowstone.
voices.
Yeah, hard-working, real people, salt of the earth, just trying to get by.
Yeah. The oil industry.
Pampered actors playing hardworking real people.
That's it. But they're very convincing. It's the lead guy is very convincing. He's good.
Do you know? I started a series recently, right? I'm gonna have to look it up because I watched a couple of episodes, and then this isn't gonna sound like a good endorsement, right? I watched a couple of episodes, and then I think I had the kids that weekend, and then I just kind of lost momentum with it, right? But I started watching. Hold on, I've got it here somewhere. It's called Interior Chinatown. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's about a guy.
Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. No?
No, he's in a detective series. He's like he's an NPC essentially in a detective series. He is a background actor.
Okay.
But he's not an actor. It's like that's really what he is. And he only exists in this created world. But he is realizing that he is an NPC in this world. And he is trying to influence the story and show people who the real criminals are. Wow. It's very, very good.
I think there's a slot game in that, John. You got to be careful. That could be
Fintan, I've got so many ideas for slot games. Also, I think you might be the high value icon in the Gambling File slot.
You mean the Joker? No, what's the Joker? Are you the Joker?
I don't know. As long as there's only one of them, I suppose that'd be all right.
The wild card. Yeah, you would make you the wild card for sure. Like you'd be the wild card.
No, I'd be the card that you when you throw in. It's like a wild card, but say you've restaked something like that. Say there's like a restake option in this game, and you restake. You let it ride, right? If my icon comes up, you lose all your money.
Oops.
Yeah, I was about to say
that.
You may have problems.
Yeah, we don't edit things out, by the way, Daniela. So I'm sorry about that.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, mathematically, it might come out that way in the end. But thank you both for joining us very much. Are you at ICE? Are you showing at ICE?
We will not have a stand, but we will be present. There'll be 3 or 4 of us from the team wandering around there for sure.
And is there a website if people wanted to go and try a game maybe?
This is why he's the high value icon.
See? Look, I can't believe none of us thought of that. Yes, openslots.ai. You can go and have a look there.
Openslots.ai, spelled as it sounds.
Exactly.
And another mention of AI, so everybody wins. My buzzword need is satisfied.
Is that the sort of clickbait you need? Then we can, if we need to come up with something more contentious, we can probably do that.
I love all that shit. And Fintan's the SEO king as well. I mean, he's sitting there, he's weighing it up.
I think your website's openslots.co.
Well, it is, but you can. Well, yes, but you can. It's openslots.ai as well. But yeah,
that one's not resolving.
Well, then don't put that.
Oh, hang on, I typoed it. Hang on a second. I can't see.
Oh, Fintan.
Sorry, I take it all back. There we go. Oh, it redirects the .co. Okay, fine.
Fintan, what probably happened there was your hair probably got in the way of the typing.
Getting a haircut this week. It's a big week.
It's a big week, yeah.
You're going for a similar look.
I'm getting my Christmas haircut.
That's early, but I did mine this morning.
I can see it's glistening.
It feels good. I feel like
it afterwards. You powder it afterwards?
No, I don't need to because my skin's quite dry. But no, I feel like I could be an NPC in an alien movie. When they discover all of the eggs in the spacecraft. And as in the first movie, there's all that mist, and there's that like blue laser sort of at the top of the eggs, and you see the top of the eggs poking out of the mist. that I could be in that.
You think they were all people?
I think they probably saved a lot of money by making them people, yeah. I bet you when they say cut, they all just stand up and they're, oh, thank God for that. I was getting a bit cramped there.
Oh, you see, with AI... Anyway, yeah.
Brilliant.
Daniela, Thomas, thank you very, very much for joining us, and the best of luck with the project. Find them at Fintan. What was their web address that you fucked up?
OpenSlots.ai.
Thank you very much. And you can contact Thomas Smallwood or Daniela Lanzolla on LinkedIn if you want to set up a meeting, or contact us and we'll introduce you to them if you want to set up a meeting at ICE, which is very soon. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Thank you.
If you've enjoyed this episode of the Gambling Files podcast, please find us on LinkedIn. Give us a big, juicy, succulent like. That nearly went wrong. You can find us under the name The Gambling Files Podcast. You can find us on Twitter under The Gambling Files. I think the handle is just at Gambling Files. You can connect to myself, John Bruford, or Fintan Costello, also on LinkedIn. We're also both on Twitter. And you can find all of our previous episodes at www.thegamblingfiles.com. If you enjoyed it, please share, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your colleagues, and we'll see you next time.